Hello everybody. It is April 22nd and I'm on a long commute today. But I wanted to come in and talk about spiritual athlete. So anytime that you want to hone in on skills or be the best that you can possibly be, you become an athlete of whatever that is. It could be being a CEO, it could be chess, it could be academic competitions, it could be as a sports athlete. It could be many different expressions of oneself to be the best that they can be. So those who start out young, you're taken to practice, you got to study more, or you're in all kinds of mock competitions and actual competitions. Sometimes it's teamwork, sometimes it's solo work. Regardless of what it is, the solo work has to be done. So with many, you find yourself needing a sponsor. And that's really what the goal is at the first part, is to be the best you can be in hopes that a sponsor picks you up. All right? Scholarships, whatever it may be. So once you have a sponsor, then you're pretty much owned by them. They're going to work on your persona. They're going to pay for all your training and your travel. But you've got to give back. You got to give back a lot. A lot. And most people that want to become the best at what they're doing, they're going to give all that. And then I'm going to realize how much of their soul that maybe they've given to it. But one of the things about having a sponsor, and that's in any profession, acting, skating, whatever, doesn't matter what it is, college, scholarships, so on, working for a company, they give you money to come on board, you got to perform. So it's all athletics. Once you have these sponsors, as soon as you're not performing, or if something happens where your reputation is tarnished, or you've made decisions that didn't benefit the team financially, physically, whatever it may be, you're history. You're freaking cut. You're gone. Being a spiritual athlete, I have one sponsor. The divine creator of all that is, of the isness. And as I'm playing around with my spirituality and opening up my gifts of communication with the spirit world and with my higher self, my blueprint, my DNA, etc., I don't get cut or iced out for making mistakes, because there isn't a mistake. It's all lessons learned. It's daily lessons learned. So you've got to figure out where in your DNA you placed all this information before you incarnated. And tapping into that energy field within yourself and bringing that forth, whether it's, clairaudio, clairsentient, clairvoyancy, if it's, are you picking up perceptions through your physical, and you can have many combinations of many different ones, and the one that might not be as prevalent, you practice on after you've gotten the ones that are more available to you up and running. Because the more fuel that you give all of these, the more you perfect, you hone, you skill. But it takes daily discipline. So it means you got to go meditate. It means you got to go, focus in on no distractions, being with me, myself, and I, of all that I am, with all that is, because you're all part of that, and learning how to develop that dialogue and that communication in whatever it is that, in the ways and forms and shapes that you're getting it. So it could be autonomic writing, it could be, all kinds of things. And the more you do it, the more the communication comes through in whatever form it comes through. And you make it unique to you. But you never kicked off the team. You never X'd out. You never told you didn't represent. Unless, of course, you're being driven by ego and you're giving information that is partial truth. And unfortunately for me, I came in very open and available and awake to these communications. So to me, it's very sacred. It's just very, very sacred. So I can't withhold information because it could be unpleasant, or they might not come back to me and then I'm not, making my buck, or it might hurt my reputation because now I've made it and I got a waiting list. So you don't want to, ego has no place. It has no place. And you'll find that when you really get into the heart space of it. And it's a portal to open up different screens that show you the information, but it's the feeling of how you're of service to others and to self. And to be a better service to others, you must be of service to yourself. So you must practice what you preach and keep your skills in tune, because energy's moving around like crazy and you could be picking up information from the wrong antenna. Okay? So that's kind of, spiritual athlete in a nutshell. You just want to give it your all and know that your sponsor isn't pokey, pointy, shame, blame, and guilting you because you didn't do what they wanted you to do. Because we're a filter. So we're learning through our filter how to translate information. And if you want to go into being the athlete to, help the earth or help others or being of service, then you got to work on those skills to bring them in so that you are a clear channel. And that requires sleep, proper diet, rest, those kinds of things. And be prepared, because like me, you'll get woken up in the middle of the night like, hey, we got a message. And you're like, what? Or wide awake. So as you hone in on the skills, you'll learn your boundaries. You'll learn how to communicate and dialogue with your guidance team. And just remember, your guidance team is going to change as you perfect. As you fuel and gain power, another guidance team may come in to take you to the next level. But if you're not there yet, don't worry about it. You got to start as a beginner and just acknowledge who you are and the power that you hold within, and guide yourself through that imagination, which is your highest intelligence, by the way. Interesting thing about that is, you've got people like Einstein, Tesla, and many others that say imagination is the key to everything, right? But then around that time frame, what did we get? The movies and television started. And so they thought they could create the imagination that you should go into through cartoons, through romantic stuff, through this or that, through being scared of this or that. You got to really cancel, alt, delete, erase that board. Stay away from energy sources that are creating your perception. Okay? And the other thing on that is what my guides are saying is, like, you really don't know who you are authentically because you've had so many things thrown at you. So the example they're giving me is like, let's say you're in a room with people and different people are talking about different conversations to you. The television, radio is on with different channels, and then you're trying to decipher how it is that you want to respond, but there's so much incoming that you wind up picking something from little bits and pieces of what everybody else is saying, put it together in your sentence. But it really isn't you. It might not have been how you would have responded if everybody else's information wasn't there bombarding you. So as a spiritual athlete, that's one of the things in order to find your authentic self is be willing to give up all you know and start from a blank slate. Start to journal. Notice how you feel. Notice when old paradigms, other people's information comes in that isn't yours, and say cancel, alt, delete. Rephrase it from your highest heart center intelligence of all that is and all that you are, that I am as I am. Okay? So I really hope that helps. And if you want coaching sessions, I'm always available. My email will be in the description. Just have fun with it. Have fun with it, because you can go any distance you choose, in any avenue you choose of spirituality, because you're working with yourself and the bigger part of yourself and understanding the bigger part of the universe, and you're one with it. All right, many blessings, light and love to you.